Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another Star vs. the Forces of Evil review. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the standard 2 episodes, Princess Turdina and Starfaria. Starfire? Whatever, doesn't matter. It's an episode name. So, the show's still dead to me. I like the direction these episodes are kind of pushing, but it still kind of means nothing to me. But let's do it anyways. So, Princess Turdina. It starts off, hey, look, Marco's in a dress again. Yay. Oh, who cares? So, they go back to St. Olga's Academy for Wayward Princesses, or whatever the hell it was called. Because, hey, the princesses have started a revolution, and they need to be, and hey, let's see how this is going, right? And they get shown around by, it's a design that, it's got the pointy nose, but it's also got 4 arms. And I don't honestly know her name. I don't know if they ever actually say it. Right? But she's kind of the one in charge, or at least that's how they pin the plays. So they go around and we get to see all the classes, which are like partying, rebellion, brunch, right? And we see how they just idolize Turdina. How, hey, look at this. They've got the statue, right? How, everything is based around her because she's the one who inspired them to be individuals, right? To fight heinous and take over, right? So, hey, let's fight. So let's idolize her. And Star is like not on board with this at all. She's like, oh, you need to tell them the truth. And honestly, Star, you can suck it. She felt like she was being a bitch in this episode. Like, I know, okay, she is kind of right. They need to know the truth, right? Rebellions aren't built on a lie or whatever the hell it's going for. But, I don't know. I feel like their rebellion can be built on a lie and still be uber successful. Right? And it is successful. I don't really have a problem with it being built on a lie. And Star's just kind of hammering it in that, no, you need to tell them the truth. So, Marco, I honestly forgot in the original one they called her Princess Turdina, because I know when Heinous showed back up last season, they just called her Princess Marco. But Heinous shows back up and is like, oh, I'm going to reveal your secret. Not that you don't care about the fight or whatever, but that you're actually a guy, right? That this princess everyone looks us for isn't actually a princess. And at first the crowd is like, wait, what? But then they have the logical response of, wait, it doesn't matter whether he's a guy or a girl. He's still right about the rebellion. Fight the power, they go beat up Hainage, kind of, and she runs away. Which, at least I'll give them that their rebellion doesn't, you'd expect that, their rebellion would fall apart. That's the cliche. No, it's perfectly fine with or without Princess Turdina. Which I'm glad they went that route with this episode. And at the end, we see that Heinous can drain the happiness or whatever from people. And hey, she can get her club starts to like fade or come back or whatever, right? Whatever she wants it to do. So hey, we're setting up conflict. And she still hates Gemini. The character I'm glad they actually named Gemini because it makes sense. Right? It's a kind of a whatever episode. You got a few good jokes. The characters are all... There's a lot of interesting princess designs that are a lot of fun, actually. It's whatever. And then the second episode is Starfaria, which... Oh, Starfari. That's how it's supposed to be pronounced. I get it now. So Star's walking around town, going shopping with Tom... And she notices, like, racism in the kingdom, right? Like we've seen before, how humans treat monsters. And she goes to talk to Moon about it, which, I'm on board with this episode just on the principle alone. Because I've talked before about how Eclipsa and racism, and how how Star's the princess that will actually address this and hopefully change things. And yeah, it is good to see them making leaps forward into actually changing things. But Moon tells her that, oh, this isn't the problem for the queen. You have to go talk to Jelly Goodwell, that monster expert of the kingdom. So she goes around, we get a few jokes about all these different rooms in the kingdom. And she eventually finds Jelly Goodwell, which is, I'm assuming it's a play on, what was her name? Jane Goodall? But they go out into the field to do field research, because at first she's totally on board with Star, right? It's like, oh, finally, a princess who gets monsters. And it's like, no, she doesn't. She's just as racist as the rest of them, as we see, because she has this whole plan to, like, trap the monsters on this island and preserve their habitat, right? She's just as messed up, just as the rest of them. And it is interesting. I was so glad we get to see Buff Frog. I'm always a fan of Buff Frog. Even when, I keep saying the show's dead to me. It kind of isn't, honestly. I'm clearly over-exaggerating. But Star works together with the monsters to save the monster village at the end of the creek, right? They build up an artificial dam, right? And Jelly Goodwell kind of goes crazy, and she goes native with the monsters because she's really freaking weird. And Buff Frog has made the new monster expert of Muni. Yay! It's good to see him getting more representation. And I've said before, the monster racism thing is really interesting in the show, and I'm really curious to see where they take it, because it has a lot of potential. And from how they've used it so far, they really have kind of taken advantage of it. Especially, I think, of Puddle Defenders. Puddle Defenders was a great episode, and I hope we get more like that. But yeah, it was fine. They were fine episodes, honestly. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.